kicked in yet. And when it does, you might see me kind of.
I mean, this would be the perfect time because we're talking about Saros. Yeah, and Saros is what Housemarque does. It makes you feel good, cool, a little bit confused, and slightly overwhelmed. But the big question is whether the loop still works when it's wrapped in a bigger, more ambitious package. Today, we're talking about Saros, what it gets right, what it asks of you, and whether it's worth your time. Joining me is Brent. Hi, Brent. How's it going, bud?
Hi, it's going great. I'm loving the game so far, like right now, but we'll get into that more. But I kind of want us to almost wrap up right now so I can go back to it.
I mean, I'm going to probably play it later tonight. We'll see if I'm really tired.
I think you and I are in a race to see who beats it first. We seem to be pretty neck and neck.
I'm not trying to beat it fast.
I'm not trying either, but I'm I do see it is funny though that no matter the difference of how many hours you and I are putting into it at various times, we seem to be neck and neck.
Yeah, we're just at the same time, which is good because we don't spoil the story for each other. And the story is a little bit wild. We're not going to spoil too much of the story. We might touch upon it, but maybe not too much. For those that don't know, Saros is the action game developed by Housemarque and published by Sony Interactive Entertainment. The game was released on PS5. It's an exclusive on April 30th, 2026. People are calling it a roguelike, and I know that we're not really like that because we talked about this off mic earlier. A roguelike, you should be able to start the game and beat it in one go, from the beginning, your first run, if you're good enough or lucky enough. But this isn't that, because you definitely have to die before you get into different elements, right?
I mean, I don't know. I haven't really gone back to find out if this is a game where you can there is any scripted deaths. I know that there's not. I don't believe there's scripted deaths, but there are scripted moments that take you out of the loop.
Yeah, because you definitely have to go back to the passage, right, to talk to people, and you have to upgrade things. You gotta get you gotta talk to primary. You have to talk to constant later.
Yeah, I mean, just straight up, the first biome of the game is isolated. You have to complete that to unlock the entrance to the second area of the biome, which is an entrance from a different part of the ship. So. Yeah. It is impossible to play the game from beginning to end in one single attempt. Therefore, it is not a roguelike.
Yeah, we were calling it a bullet hell, third-person shooter.
3D action adventure bullet hell, I think, is probably the best way to describe.
There's some RPG elements because you upgrade various stats. But I don't know, roguelike elements because you do die and come back. I guess we'll go with that. The player controls a Sultan enforcer called Arjun Devraj, and he investigates a lost off-world colony on the planet Carcosa. As you play through the game, you talk to your crew, you discover things. We're not going to spoil too much of the story unless people in the chat are there that we said we would talk about the story with. But if you're not there, we're not going to spoil that because a lot of it is it's wild. It's wild. What were your first impressions? I guess when we saw the trailer, a year or two ago, what did you think of it? This is Housemarque's first game since they released Returnal a couple years ago.
Oh, yeah. Immediate reaction was, oh, it's Returnal 2.
Yeah, I think we all assumed there was a sequel to Returnal, right? Because it looked like it.
Yeah,
it just.
I mean, maybe I didn't necessarily know if it was a sequel, but I was maybe they're going for some kind of MCU thing here, where they introduce different worlds and different stories that all interconnect. Cool. But if you know the story of Returnal, then that's what made me go, well, I guess not, because if you know the story of Returnal, they can't really intersect.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, it could be the same corporation and stuff, but it's not. They're all different. This could be like Aliens versus Predator, where the alien company and the Predator company are, in the same world, but they don't really integrate too much unless, you go into those bad properties. Are you a fan of Housemarque? I know we had talked about.
Oh, yeah.
You are the one who really got me into Returnal, although I was already playing together.
Returnal was one of the first games that I streamed, and it was one of the games that really kind of got attention on me and got me into different communities and whatnot. There was a very strong community who was very devoted to that game, who welcomed me in with open arms, gave me my own little here's your membership ID and here's a nickname for you, and I'm still friends with a few of those people to this day, 4 years later. Yeah. And it's so it holds a special place in my heart. It's also the only game that I have retroactively gone back and called it my game of the year after announcing something else at the time, because I didn't play Returnal until about 2019, I think. But no, I absolutely love Returnal. I'm loving Saros so far. I think Housemarque is they know what they're doing in some ways, and in other ways I'm worried they're making big mistakes, but we can get into that later. Overall, my first impression was like, yeah, feels exactly like playing Returnal again. It's bringing me those warm fuzzies again.
Returnal came out in 2021. Just for those.
I thought it was earlier.
Yeah, no, it feels like it feels like a pre-COVID game, but it's not. It was a post-COVID
game. No, it feels like a launch game to me. And then I'm like, oh, wait a minute. I'm like, oh, you know what? You're right, because I didn't start streaming and meeting these people until 2021. So
there it is. Returnal, I didn't beat the first time when I was playing on a PS5, but it came out on PC, and I was like, well, shit, I gotta play this again.
Yeah.
And we reviewed it on PC, and I finally beat it, and it was phenomenal. I'm a big Housemarque fan. I had been a Housemarque fan for a number of years, since PS3, because I remember playing Super Stardust on the PS3. They did Super Stardust. They did Dead Nation.
What's the name of the game that came out with Resogun? That's the one I'm thinking of. I got that, and I have not played it yet.
It's really fun. It was a Pexels game. It was, and then the Alienation as well, which was sort of felt like Dead Nation. So I had been really a big fan of their third the isometric view games that they did. So when they went to Return, I was like, oh, this is a different thing for them. They did the bullet hell thing in those isometric games, but nothing in 3D. I was really excited. And then, Returnal came out and blew our minds. Yeah.
I'm being harassed by chat right now, by the way, for not playing. Yes, my friend K Marks has just arrived and says Resogun is so good and is angry at me for not playing it yet.
Yeah, is it on PS3? Yeah, PS3, PS4.
I think I have it on. I don't know where I got it. I either got it on PS4 or PS5 or PC.
I think it's a PSN game. So unless did you have a Vita? Because it was also
I know I bought it at some point.
It's on PS3.
I just don't remember if it's on. Yeah, I don't remember if it's on Steam or PlayStation.
It's not on. It's not on PC. It's only on.
Oh, it's not. Okay.
It's only on PlayStation. So yeah. Resogun's so good.
I have like 700 games in my catalog right now, so I miss a few once in a while.
I know. I keep on buying games on Steam, and I'm just like, I should stop it because I need to finish a bunch of them. So let's talk about the gameplay and the combat. As we said, this has roguelike elements. You play, you die, you come back, but in this version, unlike Returnal, you can upgrade things in between runs and then keep those progressions throughout the whole game, which makes this game, at least when we were talking about it the first day we got it, we're like, this game is so much easier than Returnal. What did you think of it when you first played the gameplay and your first impression of that loop?
As soon as I put it on and started playing, the first thing I had already made all the comments and jokes about, oh, this is just like Returnal 2, and then those jokes were just like completely validated while playing the game. When I look, it's like, oh, it's the same font that they're using for everything, and oh, we're getting the same style of weapons and basically the same progression that we got them in the same way we got them, and oh, all of this element is exactly like that, and this element is like, and it's like, okay, but they added a shield, so I was like, I guess that's something. And then I get to the first time dying and I go into it. And then that's when I realize, like, oh, this is the vast difference between the two games. This is when I realized this is not a roguelike. This is, we're playing a full on action RPG right now, because here we have a hub world with characters who can do things and upgrades that we could be making. I wish that they had made the upgrades more tied into characters at first. So it felt more of like that kind of.
Yeah.
Well, I like those RPG elements of like, this person deals with weaponry, this person tells you items, this person does this, rather than having it just all be this one screen.
Well, that's interesting, because you have Kayla, who's the engineer, and then you have Stack, who's the pilot, and then the commander, whose name I can't remember.
Sheridan,
Miss Angry Lady.
Yeah.
Yeah,
The one who I thought was going to be revealed as Celine at some point.
yeah.
When I
Actually, I
saw
thought
her,
that
I
too,
was
'cause
like, oh, she kind of looks like.
Yeah.
Wonder if it's
been,
the same actress.
I mean, at the beginning, you start going to Kayla and you get some things upgraded, but I thought that would, be the constant, right? Like you keep talking to these people, you evolve with them, they evolve, because especially the passage, your base, it upgrades as you go through the game too. It looks different. It gets broken down.
Yeah.
It gets more industrial.
And that's what I thought was going to happen was like, oh, the further I progress in the game, then this area will open up and there'll be like a new NPC there that like maybe offers something new in the game that I didn't know about. Nope.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
I mean, at least not as far as like, you and I haven't actually beaten it. We've gotten as far as Cathedral. But I can't imagine that in the last, I know that we're pretty near the end of the game, so I can't imagine that. Damn. I think so.
I guess
it feels like it.
Only 2 acts. Whenever I think of acts, I think of 3, right? As theater people, we just assume that.
Yeah, but I mean, I've looked at the trophy list to see what I'm in store for, and I have seen there are 3 acts in the game.
Oh, is there? Okay.
But that doesn't mean anything. I mean, you look at Final Fantasy VII on the original PlayStation. Like the first 75% of the game was Act 1, like Disc 1, and then Disc 2 was like only a small little bit, and then Disc 3 was just the final boss. So.
That's fair. Oh yeah, that might be that. This too. I do enjoy that both of us were like, well, that was all just Act 1.
Yeah,
because you just assumed that would be like a third of the way through or something, or 2/3.
Yeah. K-Marks, let us know. So I mean, if you're okay with it, like we're both at like mid Cathedral. So like roughly what percentage of completion are we at there?
I got to the boss of Cathedral. I just haven't beaten.
Oh, okay. I haven't gotten to the boss yet. Those fucking vines.
Yeah. You don't have to use the vines.
When everything flipped upside down, I was testing it for science. I was going, okay, before the vines pulled me up. Now that everything's upside down, will the vines pull me down to the next level? No, they did not. They pulled me up into that thing and killed all but 1 HP.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
We have one more biome and then a shortish epilogue left.
Cool.
So we're close.
What is that? 8 biomes then? I feel like we're at 7.
7 or 8.
Yeah,
7 or 8, something like that.
Cool. What did you think of the combat? So again, we said this is a bullet hell 3D. Compared to Returnal, how does it feel? Does it feel better?
Doesn't feel
different?
Really doesn't feel any different. The only thing that I will say is like I love the inclusion of the shield in this, and I for the first like 4 biomes just ignored it.
Same.
And thinking it was just going to be a pain in the ass. Like just one more thing I got to learn. I'm not going to be shielding. I'm going to be dodging everything. And then I get to around. I got stuck on Architect.
Yeah,
and could not get past that fight for a few attempts. And then finally I realized I'm like, maybe I should start incorporating the shield a little more. And suddenly it just like blew my mind. It's like, oh, I should have been using this the whole time.
Yeah.
So I like that they added something that wasn't just an ancillary function, but something that really flows well with the combat as well. So that's one area where I'll say that like Housemarque really improved is I think the combat is better in this game than it was in Returnal.
I will agree. The shield, I don't even think of it as a shield. I think that's where my mindset switched.
Yeah.
I think of it as a power energy recharger. So it's just like a battery, like it sucks up all that blue energy, right? You can do your power weapon.
I watched a video last night where this guy was breaking down like, here are the things you should know before going in and playing Saros. And I will say, like, a lot of the stuff he was mentioning, I was like, I did not know that. I did not know that. And he was showing one where when you do the parry, there's a brief moment where a shield appears on your arm.
I do that too. Yeah.
But you can parry not only the blue and the red, you can parry the corrupted orbs as well.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's kind of huge. But your timing is like one thing I'll say about this is I hate parry games, but I love the parry timing in this game. It's very, very forgiving.
Is it? Okay.
But the parry timing on those orbs is not as forgiving.
Yeah. I was going to say, I keep on missing it. And I don't know if it's because I'm facing the wrong way when I'm parrying, but I don't know. I love the shield. I do think the combat it feels a lot smoother for me. It feels really easy to switch from enemy to enemy and then jump.
Yeah.
I think the traversal, I think the maps are way better. Like I think they're open, but also very narrow at times, but there's always a way to traverse around them. And I feel like that is my saving grace. Whereas Returnal, I would just be, I'd run around and get stuck in a corner and die.
Yeah. I'm going to get roasted by K-Marks for this one, but this is also the first game where I really use alt fire all the time now.
I
did not use alt fire in Returnal, and I shut my mouth about it as I watched all the people I know playing the game all using it, and me going like, yeah, definitely.
The half pull is confusing.
Yeah, no, never used it. And now in this, especially because I think you and I shared that we both like the same weapon. Like I like the auto seeking, the auto seeking guns on the assault rifle, which I'm going to call the tacky because that's what I called it in Returnal. Mm-hmm. But I just love the. I don't even know what I was about to say about that. I just lost my train of thought on that.
The assault rifle and how we like using the alt fire because.
Oh yeah, I love like that one when you use the alt fire and all of a sudden it turns into like a more targeted, like almost like a shotgun slug going into them. And I was like, so anytime you have those enemies that are just like really, really tanky, you can just stop for a second and just bang, bang, bang. And I'm like, I really don't know why I didn't use this more in Returnal.
Yeah. I mean, it's good for the alpha. They're called alpha enemies, the bigger ones. Yeah, I really enjoy that. The alt fire is so much easier, and the power weapon is also quite good. I like the 3 or 4 that I've learned so far or tried out. So
I've I like Prominence.
One. That's the missile.
I like Prominence. That's probably my favorite. Yes, and then I just got
the laser one.
Yes.
I like that one too.
Yeah. Nova Lance is horrible. I can't stand Nova Lance at all.
Is that the one that shoots bullets?
It's the one that you have to like charge for a long time and then it just fires like that single beam.
Yeah, I don't like that either.
Wasn't a big fan of that one because I don't like that's a weapon where like for me when I'm firing those off, it's because it's like, holy shit, I'm about to die. I need to fire this and kill this thing in one hit. No, I'm not trying to charge that shit. Come on.
I went into the architect fight with that by accident and I was like, no. And then obviously, I made it to the third go and I was just like, nope, this is not going to work out without a better power weapon. We had talked about earlier how the progression and loop is a little bit different than Returnal, whereas you get to upgrade things. There's modifiers in this game. What did you think of these new additions?
Okay, this is where I think maybe a lot of like game purists and stuff will like put their foot down and go, no, this is not good. Like don't fuck with the like what everybody always says about like all the FromSoft games and Souls-likes and everything. It's like, don't give people options to make the game easier. Like that's not the way it's intended. No, look, here's the deal. Mm-hmm. The developers of these games, they make the base level, like they basically tell you this right here is the difficulty that we designed the game for you to play in. So it's up to you if you want to play in that. I spent $100 in this game. I'm gonna fucking play it any way I want. So I've been playing with the modifiers, and I enjoyed the balance of it. I like the fact that if you want something good, you have to add something bad as well. And it's a really like good system, and I think it does make a game like this more accessible. Whereas like Returnal is very niche, and the people who are very big on it are very passionate about it and don't want to see it touched. But I think you got to reach a broader audience in some way, shape, or form, and this was a good way to do that.
I think I was watching a review on this game, or maybe a sneak peek on this game, and someone was saying that the stats for Returnal were something like 75% of the people who bought it have not beaten it, just because of how hard it is. Like that.
The first time I played it, I couldn't even get halfway through the first biome, and I played for like hours, and I was just like, fuck this. And I didn't play the game again for almost a year.
Yeah. I mean, I know people who would love this, but are just like, you know what, if I'm not going to even get halfway through the game, what's the point? And, making this accessible, like it was really early when you get the mods too, which is great because the first biome isn't super hard. It teaches you how to play the game. I really liked the modifiers, and you were talking to me about it just a couple days ago. And I was like, shit, I keep on forgetting about them. And now that I've used them, I'm just like, why would I not use these? They're making my gameplay so much more fun. And as my child said to Brent earlier, I'm terrible at this game. What did you think of we had said earlier that because we don't think this is a roguelite, because you do have this constant progression throughout it, right? There's this upgrade tree that's very confusing and very wide and doesn't seem to be like organized in any way. What did you think? What do you think of this progression tree or upgrade tree?
Yeah, well, the progression trees, one thing I like is at least like they tell you like what area you're supposed to go to next based on like the story and stuff like that. But the other thing that's throwing me off with is the way it just keeps changing size. Like at first it's like I get it, like you're trying to like surprise us and not let us know like too much about what's available in the game. Like when I see that originally, I go, oh, there's room for 6 biomes on that. But then all of a sudden, like after you clear a couple, suddenly they all get shifted to the side and they're like half the size. And I'm like, oh crap, how big is this game now?
Yeah.
But yeah, I did have trouble like navigating through it at first until I realized like, okay, just go where it's telling me to go, and eventually I'll familiarize myself.
I meant the upgrade trees. Sorry, by that.
Oh, that I mean, that's classic RPG elements right there. Like I like doing, I like that style. Like it's a little more. It is a little like Ubisoft, but I do like that style where it's like, you know, get these to like just give you more max health, and don't overcomplicate it by like getting things like, you know, if you get this, it allows you to use this attack at this time of day and this time. It's like, no, just give me simple, like increase my health, increase my strength. I'm getting my ass kicked out there.
What other things? The loop. We've talked about the loop. We die, repeat, live, die, repeat. I guess like that movie. Let's do a little bit of the story in the world, because there is a feeling that this is influenced by even like Returnal. It feels like it's heavily influenced by the Alien franchise, and this one, The Matrix, as well. What did you think of the story, the world that they're building? It is.
I mean, it's a Housemarque game. Until I'm done the game, I'm completely lost on what the story is at this point. Like, I know the basics of it. Like, I very rarely in games read things. I usually am just like, I just want to play, just skip this. I don't care. Like, I don't care about the story. Let's just go. But I have been taking the time in this one to like read everything and try and like follow along. And I knew it would be about by the second biome where I'd just be like, I don't know what the fuck's happening anymore. I know you're all been sent one at a time to go open this colony on this mining planet, and you know, like, and each one has a different responsibility. Then they all go missing, and he's in there finding. I did not know it was his wife that he was looking for. I thought it was his sister.
I thought that too.
Yep. It wasn't until, like I said, I started watching a video on what the story of Saros is, and I was like, oh, that's his wife.
Yeah.
But they were like, I just assumed it was his sister, because when we see the flashback image of the two of them on the beach with the sun, I'm like, they're both 6 years old. So
yeah. You find out it's his wife during that flashback that I was telling you about, that I won't spoil in the on the stream. The one that you get to in the cathedral. So
I believe I have seen it. Like I know a little bit more about what's going on, but
yeah. What did you think of the design, like the look of the biomes and that type of thing?
I'm a big proponent of variety, and there's a lot of stuff in this, and I get it. You're supposed to be on the same planet. There's not that much terraforming differences on a deserted planet, but there are ways to work around that and find things. Like the cathedral was really beautiful, and like that was a great change of pace as we're going, like, as you called it, the Matrix room in biome 2. Like like I love that, but everything else just looks like the same deserted area, just at different times of day.
And it's a little bit too Returnal, I think.
When I entered when I entered the Acolyte, the first thing that popped in my mind was, this is biome 3 in Returnal. Like 100%.
I mean, I would have loved to see like you can have snow. The marshes I thought would be way more marshy, right? And harder to traverse, but really the water and the poison water were not that hard to get through. I wish there was more, especially so you do the first biome and you're like, okay, cool, you're in this outside area, and then you do the second biome and you're like, oh, underground, it's very mechanical, very Matrix. I said it looked like Zion and the real world in the Matrix, and it's like, oh, that means everything might look different. And then you go to the third biome, you're like, oh, we're back upstairs. And then
the marsh is the same, except it's just a little more mossy.
I'm if that was a little complaint, that's such a small complaint because they all are really fun biomes. The enemies, the variety of them, yeah, there's a bunch of them. There's a lot of returning things over and over again, but you know what? They're not. It's not. That doesn't mean it makes it easier. Some of them are just like
one thing I'll give them is like, while a lot of the biomes do look the same, they all play differently, which is really nice. Like they all kind of have different mechanics that they kind of heavily focus on in each different biome that I thought was a nice little way to break it up. Like I like getting into the Acolyte, and almost everything was aerial. Like it was constantly you having to swing from this platform to this platform, jump from this to this. Like you're constantly like feeling like in an elevated position, which was so much different than being in the marshes where you're like trying to run through the water and avoid the poisons and all that. Like at least they have different focuses to them that make them feel different.
Yeah, true. What did you think of our main protagonist, Arjun Devrash, played by Rahul Kohli?
Well, I hope he does better here than he did against those damn vampires.
I mean, did you hear the story of how he got this job?
No, I didn't even realize until like 2 days ago when I messaged you and I was like, holy shit, it's him.
I'm a big fan of his from when he was in iZombie. So I've been following him since then, and he was really good. I was listening to an interview by him, and he was saying that one of the Housemarque, I've been calling it Housemarque for such a long time that my brain needs to reset to Housemarque. One of their employees was doing not the promo art, but the art for Saros when they're developing it, and they're a fan of Midnight Mass, so they used him just as a fake model throughout all the things. And one of the higher ups at Housemarque was like, "Why don't we just ask him if he wants to do the game?" So they called him up, and he's like, "Okay, we'll do the meeting and we'll do the pitch. They'll pitch to me." They have a Zoom meeting. And before they start their whole pitch to the game, he goes to them. He's like, "I just want to let you know, I'm a fan of Housemarque and all their games, so I'm already going to say yes. So just have do your pitch, but know that I'm going to say yes anyways." So
that's good on him. I love Housemarque as a company. Like I think that they are fantastic. I remember I believe they're the only company that I was streaming Returnal one day on Twitch to maybe like 2 or 3 people, and all of a sudden someone pops in and starts a conversation with me, and I'm chatting with them for a while, and they're like, "Oh, by the way, I'm one of the devs at Housemarque." And I was like, "Oh shit!" Like they are very, very good with their time, like in reaching out to fans. And like one thing I read or saw in a review earlier that said like Saros feels like Returnal was like the devs listened to the 100%. Wider base after Returnal, which I think is like, I would have preferred them to listen more to their narrow base on that, but I understand.
I do like that they have refined it, but also made it more accessible for people. Just because I want them to do well, and I want them to do more games. And we've seen how many game companies have shuttered in the past little while.
Yeah. And that's why Saros is like, I know it's selling really well. It's doing really well, but I think that's because you got a lot of people who are buying it for more than just the Returnal aspect of it. But I fear that their next game needs to be drastically different.
I mean, I would love that too. What I want them, I think I recall seeing that Returnal did really well on Steam. And I don't know if PlayStation games are going to be released on Steam anymore. Like they've said that they're slowing that down. Like they're not going to do Ghost of Yotai anymore on PC, which sucks. But I would have loved to
I own
see
it on PlayStation, so.
But I like things on Steam because ever so often I want to reinstall things, and
I don't really play anything on Steam. I gotta play on something. I gotta walk over here and turn my computer on.
I play most of my stuff on. I just got.
Oh, I know you have your Stream Deck.
I love my that too. And I've been playing Death Stranding 2 on PC because that was my game of the year last year. Presentation. Let's talk about everything. The audio, the visuals. Well, we talked about the visuals, but the audio and everything put together. What do you think of the presentation of the whole game as a whole?
Okay, Mark's just said they recently said there's no more single player games going on Steam.
Yeah.
Boo.
Boo.
I mean, not for me. I buy everything on PlayStation generally. The only time I buy games on Steam now is if it's not available on PlayStation.
Sometimes I just want to play it again on my Steam Deck in my bed.
Yeah, the overall presentation, like, I mean, this is where this is gonna kind of echo into what I just said about Housemarque needs to do something completely different next time, is that the overall presentation, until you really start getting into it a little more, it does just feel like you're playing Returnal again. And it's like, if you're going to make the exact same game, like everything's so similar, like, like I said, they use the same damn font for everything. Like, if you're going to make something that's so similar to that, like, either that's your niche or you have to break away. And I don't think they want that to be their niche. So I hope the next game feels like its own game rather than, like I said, I think I said to you on day one, like, I'm like, if Celine doesn't pop up in this game at some point, I'm going to be like, what the fuck was I just doing? Because this is so Returnal.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of it. I'm thinking about my playthrough of Returnal and being like, holy shit, this is wild. And then, the house shows up and you're like, what the fuck is this? And you're like, okay, this is a new mystery in this world, in this game. Yeah. So when I was playing Saros and you see the tree open up and you go in there and you're like, okay, I guess this is like the house in the thing. So I appreciate that they have these cool like reveals and stuff, but it didn't surprise me, right? After seeing Returnal. That's not saying that I don't enjoy it, because I love all the flashback stuff, like seeing the club and all of that. Like I thought that was really cool and very confusing, as is the Housemarque way. But you know what? I it feels like I'm very down on this game, but I'm loving it. I do love it, but it does feel like Returnal too. And I hope this is in that world. And I hope that the what is it? What is the company called? Soltari company is like associated with the Astra company, which is the company from Returnal. And I've been going around in Astra suit the whole game too. So
Kamer's just commenting on the banyan tree scene, saying that like there's not a lot of context clues in them the way there was in the Returnal house scene, so you are kind of so you are left a little bit lost in that sense.
Yeah, I mean that's fair.
This is a game that's definitely going to need multiple playthroughs for me to understand everything that's going on.
Yeah, unless they tie it all up in a nice little bow at the end. I hope not.
Well, then even still, that'll make me want to go back to the beginning, to be like, now that knowing what you know, rewatching it. Like,
I do love that when you pick the biomes in the teleporter, you can see how many text logs and audio logs that you've missed. Because I do want to go back, because I do like listening to them. And now that I'm going to be platinuming this game, and I'm pretty sure that one of the trophies is going to have to be to get everything that's in it. No, I have to. I need to re-earn my Celine Squad cred by platinuming Saros. Like, that's fair. They
made me platinum Returnal live on stream. So
yeah, that's not happening here. I know it's not happening for me. Who's this game for?
That's a hard question to say, because it's not like, you want to say like people who like shooter games, but it's not a shooter game.
But it's also
you want to say
game.
people it is, but it isn't. Like it's a game where your main weapon are guns and that, but it's not like, you can't compare this to like a Call of Duty or I wouldn't even compare it to like a Doom, because it's I think it's just, in general, if you like a good mystery game, and if you like something that's very like action orientated, then this is for you. I spoke to my nephew who hasn't played it yet, and when I told him that I bought the copy that got through the early access, he was like, he's like, I'm so fucking jealous. Like, I can't wait to play that game. And I was like, did you play Returnal? He's like, no. And I'm like, okay, good. This is a gateway drug for you. Nice.
Like, I think this game is hard, but not punishing. Like, you know that you die because of your fault. Like, everything is so responsive and so well laid out, and so like the controls and the traversal are just so meticulous that if you die in this game, it doesn't feel like, oh shit, well, I'm never gonna beat this game. It's you going like, well, I know what I fucked up. I can do this. I can upgrade something, and then the fact that you can upgrade and like make yourself a little bit better now that you also have the modifiers as well. It feels so much more accessible to be like, you know what, I can fucking beat this game. I'm gonna do that in the next run. It doesn't feel like, oh fuck, I'm gonna have to put this game down, which I've done with Returnal, and be like, you know what, I can't beat this boss right now. Maybe if I come back in a couple days, I won't want to throw my controller at something.
That's one thing I haven't had is like the bosses in this game are considerably easier than Returnal.
Yes.
I think 3 of them I've killed on my first attempt.
Same.
And all the rest of them I think on 2, except for Architect. Architect I think it took me 3 or 4 tries.
Yeah, Architect took 3 for me. Most of them was 1 or 2, if not 1.
I mean, we were comparing, like we're both relatively at the same point in the game, and like you were saying, you heard that one guy talk about how at the end of my game I died 28 times. It's like, that's ridiculous. And then we both realized, like, oh, we're both at around like 15. Like,
no, you're what, 18? I'm at 22.
I'm at 18 right now.
Yeah, I'm
for
22.
Mid Cathedral,
and I'm at the end of Cathedral. So, you know, and I know there's still more power. There's still more powers that we've got because there are things that we can't open yet. And I was
surprised when we went through the Acolyte and there was no upgrades in that. I was like, what the fuck? I'm like, because I know we've got to be getting some kind of like double jump and at some point, because there's those ledges you just can't quite reach. And then I know there's going to obviously be the stronger melee to break the other shields. Like,
I think that comes after Cathedral. I feel like it. It feels like it. Although it
kind of has to, because we're at the end of the game almost.
Although it felt like we should get the double jump right after you see Echelon 2, right? Like I felt like that was the time to get the double jump, and then it didn't happen. I don't know. I wonder if you could miss powers and keep going through the game. That would be funny.
I doubt it, because every power so far has been incorporated in some way where like you have to do it to progress. Right. Because it's always like right after you get it, it's like, okay, you have to use it to get to. But what I did notice is apparently there is some kind of a skip in the game already, because I mentioned our former Selene Squad member Cave is already speed running this game. I was watching one of his runs, one of his earlier runs today, and he does he skipped a biome. He was able to go do the Acolyte before doing the marsh, or not the marsh, but basically he was able to kill Shepard before he killed the Architect. And I was like, how? I'm like, I'd like to do that, because the Acolyte was like the easiest biome thus far, and that was the easiest boss. Like, so I'd like to be able to do that one a little bit early.
Wild.
I got to go back and like watch it and see how the hell he did that.
I am looking forward to seeing all the things that I've missed. Like after I beat the game and I put it down and go to like back to Death Stranding 2, I want to know. I want to look at things up, because I've been pretty like low key on this game. Like I watched the trailers and I was like, I don't want to know anything. Even when the modifiers happened in the game, if you didn't tell me that you were using them, I would have forgotten they were there. Just not done.
Okay. Kmar's just mentioned there's somebody on Reddit who's already learned how to bypass the second biome too.
Oh, I like that one.
The Returnal was such like a fun speedrun game to watch, so I'm like really looking forward to it. It's such a small community of speedrunners for the game and everything, but it's like it's fun watching them like learn from each other as they go, like every time a new thing is introduced. I also like, and something for the Selene Squad members out there, I do like that the DMJ is still in this game.
What's the DMJ?
The dash melee jump.
Oh yeah.
The speedrun, the speedrunner tactic.
I learned that from you. So, yeah.
I can't do it, but I know of it.
Yeah, exactly. Is there anything we want to mention that we haven't talked about? I've gone through my whole list of everything on this.
Yeah, I think
this is a discussion.
No, it's just like I made the comment to Kmar's earlier that like my quote for this game is Saros is Returnal for those who didn't finish Returnal.
Yeah, that's really good.
That's basically what this is this was like, a lot of people really liked our game, but they really hated how hard it was. So let us give you a game that's like that you really like, but we'll give you ways to make it easier if you need to. Is really what this game feels like. And I don't want it to feel like that. Like, it's just, I just want to play it and enjoy it. And as of right now, I'm having a fucking hell of a good time with it.
It's so much fun. The sound design is so good on in 5 or in surround sound. I did not use the Pulse headset, although I should have, because I know they've obviously done some 3D Pulse audio type thing.
Now that I found my dongle, I'm going to be using these when I play.
Let me know later. I love their use of the DualSense, like the half trigger thing. Even though it still weirds me out, it still feels really good. Everything feels really good. The haptics are wonderful.
Yeah.
If you had,
ultimately, like, I'm really happy for Housemarque because they found that mix of like introducing people to their style of game while also making it accessible to them. And I'm hoping that this is something that like people could come into this game, play it, and go like, this is really good. What's this Returnal game I'm hearing about?
Yeah.
And we see like a spike in that as well. I think that that's going to work really well for them.
What do you hope for? I know we had talked about it, like slightly mentioned earlier. What do you want Housemarque to do next? Do you want something totally different? Do you want something in this world but sort of different?
Well, I mean, bullet hells are their like that's their thing. Like that's their bread and butter. That's what they're best at. And like why kick a horse while it's still walking? Like, but I would like to see just like the storyline and the setting and everything. I would like to see something that just feels drastically different. Like give me a bullet hell in space. Give me a bullet hell in a Wild West. Like give me something that's different. Something that doesn't make me sit here the entire game going like, I wonder when character from the first game is going to pop out, because clearly this is the same planet. Like,
so like when I was playing Dead Nation, it was a bullet hell, but it's like isometric and it's set in a zombie world, right?
Mm-hmm.
They did Alienation, which was sort of the same, but instead it was an alien invasion. And it felt the same, but felt different enough. Like that's what I want. I want that too. But we could also, I hope they could also go the Control route, right? Control was really bullet helly as well. And then the new one, Resonant, is all melee combat, which I think is going to be interesting. Melee and traversal. So maybe they
and then you cut over to Alan Wake, and Alan Wake is just all like weaponry in that,
weaponry and mystery. It's I like that. I do like the idea that maybe if the story connects, because that would be cool. I hope no spoilers in chat. If Returnal does in some way connect to this game, to Saros, that would be cool. Like make it a MC universe, like you had said earlier. Like I would love that. I want to know more about this dark. Maybe Dead Space is in this universe too. It feels like it should. But yeah. Any final verdict? Would you recommend this? Obviously.
100%.
Yeah,
without a doubt. This is a solid 8 out of 10 game for me. Like with everything that they've taken everything that works from Returnal, they've added new elements, and for the most part I do believe work. If you haven't played Returnal, this is a good gateway drug for you to get into that game. I highly recommend this.
I'm gonna put this game at a solid 8.5 for me. I really like this job. It's getting really close to the higher end. There are some things that I have issues with, obviously. But nothing that really bothers me too much. It's more variety and stuff like that, like the videos and stuff.
I think reviewing this game as somebody who played Returnal is very different to somebody reviewing this game who never played Returnal.
True.
And I think that's like where this game kind of finds its flux in people's opinions. Like, I think if you probably talk to people who never played Returnal and played this, would probably be like 8. What are you mad? This 10. Is like a solid 9 or 10. Yeah. Like, it's like I'm trying to rate it objectively, which is why it gets an 8. But I think if I hadn't played Returnal, I probably would have rated it higher.
I think of it like when I was rating this like 8.5. Because Returnal's a solid 9, if not 9.5 for me. Because when I beat that game, I never thought I would be able to beat that game. I was so overjoyed by the fact that I beat it, that I was just like, okay, amazing. And then you play this game, and the first day, me and you were both like, this game is way easy. like just super easy. Even though the first boss ended up like butchering us.
Yeah.
But not too much.
Yeah, and granted, the difficulty does ramp up pretty quick after the first biome.
Yeah,
So.
yeah, exactly.
But at the time, I was like, oh, this is like
is like easy Returnal.
To me, it was Dark Souls 2 to Dark Souls. It was like, oh, this is like so much easier now. What? Like,
but to be fair, all of the Dark Souls are not as hard as the first Dark Souls, right?
On first play, I would agree with that.
Yeah. Anyway,
on first play, I believe the first game is the hardest.
Yeah. Even I don't.
On replays, I think part 3 is probably the most difficult.
Part 3 was the first one I played, so there it is. Any final thoughts on this game?
Get it, play it,
get it.
Find someone you know who owns it, and make friends with them.
Yeah, stream it if you have it. It's fun. This is a fun game that would stream. Yeah. If I streamed more, I would do that.
I see Spoonie in the chat. Are you streaming it tonight? Oh, he is currently streaming it.
Oh, okay. I mean,
so we know where to raid.
Yeah, I don't have can you raid in our chat?
No, I don't have that set up on my end.
I don't have it either.
I'm just gonna. It doesn't matter. I'm just gonna pop over and hang out in this chat, anyways.
Yeah. Well,
yeah, he's one of the Selenium Squad members, and he just finally he sat down to play it on stream the other night, and then PlayStation ran an update, so he had to re-download the game, and then there was like the 28 gig update file afterwards, so he then had to download that. So he got probably a 28
gig update. I don't even remember.
Yeah,
I guess that happened.
It was the one that was right on launch.
Oh.
But yeah, so he finally got to play it, but he only got to play it for like an hour, so he's still very early on, and I'm excited to go watch him play it.
Nice. Well, thank you guys out there for listening to us. We'll be back in a week or two. I don't know. We got to talk about Daredevil because that's ending. Mortal Kombat 2 comes out this week. I don't know if you're gonna go see it.
Oh, I'm definitely gonna go see that. Yeah, I don't know when. Maybe I'll go before one of my shifts.
Are you working on Thursday?
Yes, and I have a vet appointment in the afternoon, so Thursdays.
There was a talk of maybe Dave going on Thursday, so I'll let you know about the plans.
I don't know if I want to see it with you guys, because if I walk out loving it and you guys all hate it, and I'm never going to hear the end of it.
You're going to do that? It's going to happen either way, so you might as well get it at the beginning. I rewatched Mortal Kombat 1, the 2021 movie. Yeah.
I still enjoy it. I don't watch movies the way a lot of you guys watch movies, with like this very analytical, like
I didn't,
like looking for this, looking for this. That was a movie where I knew, like, shut my brain off at the door and just fucking enjoy all the fights and everything. And
I went in that hoping for the fun of Mortal Kombat, the 1994 movie. And I didn't have as much fun. There was too much talking in the new one.
Yeah, and I will agree. Metal Sweater is stupid.
Metal Sweater is so fucking stupid.
Yeah, Metal Sweater is really stupid.
Okay, so we have Daredevil. We have Mortal Kombat 2.
Boys is ending soon.
Boys, we got to talk about. Subnautica 2 comes out in 2 weeks. Then Lego.
Fuck, I haven't even finished the first one.
Lego Batman. Play Subnautica 2 with me. It's multiplayer now, so we can actually play together.
I might do that.
And then I'm sure there's other things out that we need to talk about. Or we did the trailer thing last week, and it was really fun despite all the fucking technological things. So I think we're gonna do that more frequently, or like watch trailers and react to them, because a bunch of them are really good, like the Hungry Hippos movie.
I was wondering when I saw you guys, like when I saw Hungry on the list, I was like, what the fuck is that? And I remembered, like, I just watched that, and I was like, I'm not going to bother posting the link in our chat, because I'm like, who the fuck is going to care about this one in there?
I watched it just so that I could see the reactions, and it was priceless.
And I got to say, I do not understand everybody's reaction to the Backrooms trailer.
I like that. It looks so good.
Don't.
Not for you?
Man, you guys were like, it's like, it looks interesting, but like, you guys were so like, this is the Godfather 2 of trailers, and it's just like,
no, it's the movie that I'm really excited for, because I know it before, and I really like the style, and I'm really excited about that movie. Because when I started, I was like, oh, plus it's A24, they can't do wrong. Have they done wrong? Not that I've seen.
I think they probably had a few misses, but I can't think of what.
I haven't watched all their stuff. Anyway, we're done. Go play it. Go play it. Go buy it. Support PlayStation, and I assume, yeah, we'll be back in a couple weeks. Maybe next week. We don't know. I think Daredevil ends this week. Oh shit!
You're on that. I have not watched any of the new Daredevil yet.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
I'm working on getting caught up on a lot of shows right now.
A lot
I'm
of
going
shows
through Cross right now.
Invincible.
I still haven't.
Too.
Yeah, I've not started that yet either.
Good lord.
I still have to finish the Punisher series. I have not watched any of that yet.
The Punisher one shot and comes out this week, next week. I don't know. Damn. Yeah. There's a lot to talk about.
How do you have time to do everything you do? I watch every movie, you play every game, and you have 3 kids. How the fuck does this work?
I work and I watch TV at the same time. That's how I do.
All
it.
right.
Anyway, we'll see you. Thank you guys for listening to us. And thank you for joining us. I'm Eric. This is Brent. We'll see you guys soon. Good night.
Good night.
Well, that's it for us this week on Geeks with Kids. If you want to get a hold of us, you can send us an email at podcast@geekswithkids.ca. And don't forget to like us on Facebook at facebook.com/geekswithkids. Follow us on Twitter at geekswithkidscn. Check out our pics on Instagram at geekswithkids. And you can find all of this good stuff on our website at www.geekswithkids.ca. So if you like what you hear, why don't you hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. This podcast can be found on iTunes, Spotify, Google Play, Stitcher, YouTube, and your favorite podcasting app. Thanks again for listening, and we'll see you next time.